I'm done. Oh, I'm sorry. I just died. I can't breathe. Steve, I swear to you, I haven't laughed that hard in like 10 years.
How's everybody doing now?
Oh,
Armageddon.
no.
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
This is gonna be rough.
You were born in America, you're an American.
That's fact.
I guess right after high school, ended up joining the Army.
You guys seem way more chill than that intro. I'm ready to take your fucking country back. I don't even live there.
Dude, we should get a boxing match going.
Smack the shit out.
That sounded wrong. I have to highlight that one. Oh, my Lord.
Stay the hell out of the left lane if you're not passing.
You're so salty about this driver.
You don't have to have a massive channel to make an impact, you know?
I've learned a very important lesson.
Fuck, do I drop the wheelchair jokes? He's like, just fuck him.
You know, that's what the whole freedom of speech is.
That's a good point.
Then this old lady walks in with like a walker, and I look at him, he goes, oh yeah, you're fucked.
You don't have to agree with it, absolutely not. But you best defend their right to do it.
Again.
This is a little horny bastard. He ruined it for everybody.
I bet he wanted to knock him out.
I don't like certain individuals. It's never because of their race, identity, religion, or
Teach these government nerds that all swear an oath to it what our freedoms are, because they're so lazy they don't care.
I had a fun night. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
You know, don't live on the past or take the present for granted and only think about the future.
People are wearing blinders. They don't understand what.
Never attack or insult the other side of the debate.
I'm not going to apologize for that.
You were calling him an idiot.
I'm really disappointed in you.
Well, something that you just didn't agree on.
I had all my money on you tonight.
I'm guilty of inciting my constitutional right.
You know, if they don't like it, then they don't have to be there. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one.
You know, you're never gonna please everyone.
I don't think that God sees different races at all.
Much love to y'all. Stay prayed up, man. God is good. Love each other and be kind.
Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless.
Out of here.
Aloha, everybody. Dave is not here, man. Dave's literally not here, man. I don't know where he is. I talked to him earlier, and I even bumped up the start time a half an hour, and he still ain't here, this guy. Unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable. My camera's still being weird. But aloha, everyone. Let me go to comments, see who are here. Red Pill, aloha. Silver Girl. Oh, yeah, Silver Girl. I called him, but didn't answer. Tia Nana's, aloha, and everyone else that's lurking, all other 11 of you that aren't in chat, aloha. Just waiting on Dave, because he's not here, man. But, I also, hey, what's up, Dr. Clown? Aloha, Hey, Dr. Clown, shoot, are you busy right now? This is serious, because I was just about to say, too, because I wanted to wait till Dave got here, but I wanted to share a video, a part of a video, because I've always been, I'm doing it right now. I'm like explaining shit, right? Like it's all right here. But then when I try to, it just, my words get all jumbled and people are just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? But anyway, Brian from Here's the Deal, man, great guy. And the way he thinks and everything he says, it's just like, and I don't agree with everything he says. I'm not saying like, I love that dude, he's perfect, but I'm just saying most of the things that he says is exactly how I feel. And that's, I try to like relay how I feel, and people are just like, yeah, okay, dude, yeah, whatever, man. So anyway, Meat It Bear, I know you're friends with Brian as well, and I don't know if you want to jump up with me and go over this video. It's a great one. Even if I do get a copyright for it, I don't care, because I think Brian's a great dude, and he says exactly what I've been thinking for about at least a year and a half now. Because don't get me wrong, I used to be, well, we'll just go from there. Rank, what's up? Good to see you again, Rank. Thanks for coming in, brother. Yeah. Let's see. But Dr. Clown, real quick, Dr. Clown, if you want, I'll email you real quick. Just in case. No big deal if you can't. It just takes me 2 seconds. There, already done. Quick and painless, but all right, here we go. So, man, my camera's still being stupid, huh? But I'm just gonna play a little bit, the intro, and then we'll get into the deeper shit.
Popular video. And one of the reasons it's not going to be popular is because I don't plan on tapping into the tribal mentality and exploiting it. We all have this propensity or proclivity, whichever way you want to look at it, to pick a side, to take a team, to be against the other guy because that's the other guy. This is not a pro-Trump. This is not a pro-Biden. This isn't pro-Democrat. This isn't a pro-Republican video. This is pro what the frick is the truth, what's going on here, and how are the powers that be using our own nature against ourselves. And it is a nature, it's human nature to involve ourselves in the cult of personality. It is our human nature to drink the Kool-Aid, to go along, to get along, to compromise, to pacify others so that we can stay connected with other people, because that's the fundamental part of it, is you become embroiled in and intertwined with a belief structure that identifies it with a particular people group, and that becomes your tribe.
And that's exactly it right there. I'm going to pause it for a second because that was me 4 years ago. I was, far right wing, and I'm still all about freedom, and I still believe, I'm still an American and have pride, you know what I'm saying? Not that kind of pride. But even then I remember it crossing my mind, and I could never I remember saying stuff like, well, they're going to find a way to divide the right from the right. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is. And, they always, oh, what the hell is that? They're just dividing and dividing and dividing and dividing. And that's why I do have to make a shirt that says, doesn't matter if you're left or right, red or blue, the government doesn't give a fuck about you. They're all on the same team behind closed doors. And, it's all about, all right, I'll shut up though and go back to this.
And the powers that shouldn't be, the psychological operators and the social engineers of this age, know exactly how it works. They know how to tap into it, and they know how to exploit it and squeeze out every bit of juice they can from that forbidden fruit. That forbidden fruit being the cult of personality, that they know that people like to put themselves and lock themselves in cognitive dissonance and an echo chamber. And they know how apt we are to fall prey to something like Stockholm syndrome, where we start feeling kind of bad for our captors. We feel bad for the people who are oppressing us, who are executing tyranny on us. And so we pick a team under that regime of tyranny, and we go for Biden, or we go for Trump, or we go for third party. This guy's our savior. He's going to save us. I don't agree with everything, but hey, I'm just going to pick the lesser of two evils. And so at the end of the day, what we find ourselves doing is choosing evil. And we've chosen evil because that's how the game is set up. That's
exactly right there. And like you always say, well, I'm going to choose the less of the two evils, but that's basically saying you're still choosing evil. You know what I mean? Look who's here. Hold on, we'll pause this for a second. I thought you weren't here, man.
I thought you just said 11:35 when we just talked.
I did, and then I text you, and I left you a voice text, and I was like, "Hey," because I got out of that. I was only at that job for like 15 minutes because it's a big job, and obviously I couldn't do nothing today.
Oh my
And
God! All right,
I said,
anyway.
I'm gonna bump it up a half hour, and then I text you like I don't know, 20, 25 minutes ago, and I was like, I just got to restart my computer. I'm gonna jump backstage.
Doing daughter's FAFSA for her college classes. I swear it was 11:35, but you did. I see it. Anyway, Dave's not here, man. Go ahead.
I started without you, but
Good.
but now I'm going over this video with Brian from Here's the Deal, because I was saying how, you know, I suck at explaining shit. I always try to explain things, and then people just kind of look at me like, "Yeah, okay, man," but I could tell they're not getting what I'm saying. But everything in this specific video, everything that Brian is saying is like how I felt for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Awesome.
And I just, but I'm not gonna start it over. But it just started anyway, so.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
That's how you play it. Those are the rules. The rules are you pick your guy, whether you believe everything that he says or not. Even if you disagree with things that you view as vile, you're still going to choose him, being vile himself, which does what to us? It brings us down to their level. It takes away our reputation, but because everybody else's reputation is at an all-time low, hey, we feel right at home, and we've normalized all this garbage. We've become profoundly sick. Like Krishnamurti said, it's no measure of good mental health to be considered well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society. So,
you know what, Kimmy? That's a really good question. Let me ask everyone in chat too. Let me know what you think. What do you think would happen if nobody voted? And we, the people, no one voted at all, which would probably never happen. But you know what I'm saying? You imagine we, the people, nobody voted at all, and just let them know, like, we're sick of your shit. You know, we're sick of giving two evils to choose from. We're sick, you know, what do you think would happen? Would they just like be like, oh shit, like, you know, or would they just pound the hammer and be like, well, I guess we're taking over for sure now, you know? But no, I know I never would, but it would be nice if everyone in America would finally like, yeah, screw this, screw the government. I'm not voting for the less of two evils. Give me not evil, you know? But what do you think, Dave?
I love evil. No, I'm kidding. We're talking about either not voting or voting for Trump or Biden. Is that what we're saying?
Well, yeah, because it's like people say, hey, Hawk, aloha, Hawk. What does Hawk say? I do not believe there will be an election. Something is going to happen before then. I had a dream about it, and so far, I'm betting 100 on my dreams. Right on, Hawk.
I kind of feel like Hawk in a way. Like I feel like there'll be some sort of emergency or something will happen to disrupt, maybe like a cyber attack, or they'll say like the ballot boxes were hacked or you can't trust them or some kind of thing. They'll do something. I'm not sure what, but I mean, everyone knows Biden can't win.
But
Seriously.
you know, they said that 4 years ago too. But real quick for Miss Mindersu, I don't know if you just got here, but in the very beginning, and he's not a never Trumper. He even said in the very beginning of the video that, you know, this isn't anti-Trump, this isn't anti-Biden, this isn't anti-Republican, it's none of that. It's just as a citizen and his beliefs, and I agree with him. So, and I'm not a never Trumper, and it all goes back to the, you know, if I had, because I won't vote, but if I had to vote, I would vote Trump. I mean, it's obvious, right? He is the lesser of two evils.
Where I'm at with Trump is 65 to 70% like what he has to say and do, but the other part, you know, he did a lot of bad things that he shouldn't have done. He's rich and he got caught, and he should just say sorry and come out, and he shouldn't brag so much, and he shouldn't, you know what I mean? He shouldn't gloat or say he's going to go get revenge on people, but the rest of it, I'm down with it. I'm down for country and U.S. first, and, you know, getting people that don't belong here out of here. totally for all that. So that trumps, to me, that trumps the rest of it.
And like just like he was saying too, it's you may disagree with a few things he does, but you're still, like, oh, okay, that's just, like I don't. Well, there's a few things I want to bring up, but I'll let Brian say his because I'm not gonna. It's half hour video. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but just to get
So the society as a whole is profoundly sick. We've succumbed to incessant propaganda and we voted for the lesser of two evils. We've all voted for evil. So we're all in the same boat together. So we can't all be bad, right? Well, the answer is we're bad. We're a mixture of bad and good. And the people who are really, really bad among us, we've chosen to give away our own power to. And now the few at the top control the many at the bottom. And it becomes an unseen hand, an unseen government, a shadow government, however you want to put this. That's the boat we're all in. So in this video, I hope to appeal on a factual basis, appeal to those of my friends who might consider me an enemy in MAGA, and those who consider themselves progressive, and those who consider themselves liberal or Democrat or Republican or whatever you consider yourself. Hey, consider this. We're all in the same boat together. And it doesn't seem to me that voting for the lesser of two evils is going to get us out of the tides and the waves and the ocean of tyranny that we're surrounded by. Because things keep getting worse, no matter if a Democrat's in the presidency, no matter if a Republican's sitting behind the desk at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So we're going to watch this. And while I remain critical of the Biden and Trump puppets of the world, I'm hoping that anybody who would lend an ear to and cast a vote for the Bidens and the Trumps and the Republicans and Democrats of this world may just sit back and go, whoa. Okay, it's at least a possibility that we have become corrupted, that we have become dehumanized, that we have become demoralized, that the social engineers and psychological operators of this world have brought us down to the level that they want us operating on so that they can stick it to us. That we voted for evil, that we voted for an evil person. So watch this right here. This is Fox and Friends in a recent interview with former President Donald Trump asking if he would support the release of files related to...
Okay, before we get into that, I'm going to pause it again. I'm sure I won't get copyright for it, but I don't know. Good habit to have, I guess. But so Miss Mindersuit, did that what he was just saying? I know you said that you stopped watching him because he used to be a never Trumper or whatever. I've been watching him for a while, but I have maybe like 3 years, but I've never seen him as that as long as I've been watching him. But what he said, did that make a difference, or are you still like, nope, not gonna listen to anything he has to say, or is it, all right, I'll hear him out? And real quick, I want to say aloha to John Mosman, Jam Unleashed. Who else? Top Spin, aloha, Tia Nanas, Mr. Cheddar Pepper,
Hey.
Cheddar Pepper. It's always better with cheddar pepper.
Extra cheddar, please.
Extra cheddar, please. Yes, please. Thank you. Blue Jay Outpost, aloha. Yeah, good to see you, Blue Jay Outpost. Blue Jay Outpost is awesome. Every time I'm singing karaoke on someone's channel and I suck, and believe you me, I suck, Blue Jay Outpost always supports me.
You know, I didn't think you sucked. I listened to you, and I didn't think you sucked.
Really? Damn,
Yeah.
I guess when I'm super tired and only on like 2.5 hours of sleep, I do better, huh?
Well, you were upset, right? So that helps because you had like some sort of emotion into the music. Like it seemed to me anyway that you were really feeling the song. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah. Well, it helped too. That may be a little bit, but because I was so tired, like that's the way I always try to sing, but every time I go to sing, it's like something in the back of my head is just like it changed. Like I don't know, I can't see. I suck at explaining shit, but because like I'll be driving and be singing along with it, and it's like, why can't I just sing like that on there? And then I'll do it when I'm muted and someone else is singing, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's how I'm gonna do it. And then as soon as I do it and I know it's live or whatever, then it just it's not there. I don't know. It's like a
And
subconscious.
I don't think we should just sing any song anyways, because I think certain people's voices are set for certain, ranges of songs, unless you're just having fun and want to do it. But if you want to sound good and do something, you should find your range of music.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. Very true.
I mean, unless you're just farting around and drinking, having fun, people or whatever. And it's not
Right.
like I'm sitting there going, "Oh, all these people are terrible." It's just like we're having a good time chilling, and that's different. But if you're like in a competitive place where everyone's great and you suck, they're definitely going to judge you.
Yep. And speaking of what Blue Jay, I caught great performer, not for me, but it just reminded me that that person I brought up earlier, Shangy Girl, Aloha, Heather Bartman. I've been talking to her, and hopefully we're gonna have her on our next few weeks. But country singer, and we'll bring that up again in a little bit. I want to do the rest of this first, but what did John? I hope Trump learned from his last term because he learned too much on deep state, neocons, and big Israel as well as fooled by. Yeah, he was definitely fooled by Fauci, aka Heather Joy.
Hey, Joy. Yeah, I mean, he was the leading expert in the country, though, for the CDC. So when Trump was looking for the best of the best, that's who they pointed to. He's the number one at the CDC. So you got to think that the guy knows something, right? And then turns out he knows nothing. So can we blame Trump for that, or do we? Somewhere there was
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you can't really blame Trump directly for it, but he should at least take responsibility. Like, yeah, I made a mistake. I thought he knew. I thought this. I thought that. I was wrong. But even with that, Trump still shut the country down, took credit for that, was proud of it. He still was the vax man.
That's the biggest thing that aggravates me. That's the one thing that I have a hard time getting over is the push for the quick stick, and I didn't like that. And I'm like, this is not the answer, man, because like amoxicillin and all those things took like what 6 to 10 years to figure out, and we were trying to push it through, and
yep.
And then like people were not making it through it.
And this shit wasn't tested on nothing. No, only people, anything it was tested on was the people because they were forced. So it's
and then you had people getting fired. Like, hey,
that's
guess
what I mean.
what?
That's how they were forced because it's like take this or screw you and your family and your livelihood, and you're going to be homeless.
Can you imagine? Hey, you're a doctor at the hospital. You worked here or you went to school 12 years, but if you don't stick this in you, you're fired.
Mm.
And then we wondered
I could
why.
go off on a whole list of things too on like, well, we'll get to it in the end. I'll get through this first. So I don't keep pulling up the share screen, but where did he leave off? Oh, okay.
9/11, JFK, and Jeffrey Epstein, and watch when he comes to the issue of Jeffrey Epstein. It's very interesting.
Video, but...
And of course, the people on the left are picking this apart. And I would contend, rightly so, because why wouldn't you want all of this stuff exposed? Why wouldn't you want all the papers, all the documents, all the investigations on all these things exposed so the general public can make a determination on what the frick is actually going on instead of hiding it from all of us? Listen to this.
Some people think that one way to build trust is to declassify things that everyone's talking about. I know you talked earlier about, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. So if you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these. Yeah. Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you?
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Now, before we get to that, listen to what he says about the JFK files.
Yeah.
Would you?
I did a lot of it.
So he declassified a lot of JFK files, but did you know that, and this right here is according to Reuters, and we have some documentation to prove what we're about to read here. Trump releases some JFK files, blocks others under pressure. A lot of people already know this on the left and the right. We're just going to rehash it. U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday ordered the unveiling of 2,800 documents related to the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy, but yielded to pressure from who? Is this true? Could this be true that he yielded to pressure from the FBI and CIA to block the release of other records to be reviewed further? And if it's true that he did do this, why would he do this? Isn't it beneficial to Americans to show that the government can be trusted to become as transparent as possible? And if you have within your power to unveil all the records, why would you succumb to pressure from the FBI and CIA to hide some of those records? Why would the CIA and FBI want some of those records hidden from the American people? I'm not making any assertions here. I'm just asking a bunch of questions that I think need to be asked. And listen to this. Tell me if you think this sounds like a Congress who are supposed to be the representatives of the people. Does it sound like Congress is actually working for the good interests of the American people? Congress had ordered in 1992 that all remaining sealed files pertaining to the investigation into Kennedy's death should be fully open to the public through the National Archives in 25 years. Why not now? Why wait?
Yeah, why? Why wait 25 years? That's a long time, too. Some of us aren't going to be here in 25 years.
Could be national security. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what they have. You know what I mean? We don't know what they have.
We don't.
But I'm saying, like, what if it would cause an uproar, people to panic, and it would just, what if it's worse to release it? I'm just playing devil's advocate, you know what I mean? It's like,
right. No, I get it. Yeah. It's not like I'm like, you're on their fucking side. No.
Right. I'm not on a side, man. I'm on the USA side, bro. I just want.
No, that's exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm on we the people side. I'm not on, and that's why I know I'm probably gonna piss off people too by playing this. And hey, Northwest 425, aloha, Jake, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I seen you were live earlier, dude, but I was driving and I didn't get a chance. I wanted to come in and say hi, but I still check you out, brother. But yeah, that's just, I know I probably pissed, but it's not about, I'm not saying, see, I suck at explaining. I got to stop saying I suck at it because that's subconsciously telling myself that I do suck at it. So I'm good at explaining shit. But it's about we the people. That's what I'm trying to get to. So the people. We the people need to be all on one team. United we stand, divided we fall. And we're not united when there's a left and a right paradigm bullshit and the left or the right or the red and the blue. Because it's the only division that there is we the people and them the government. And if anyone's going to say that they're not all corrupt, well, I'll debate that all day long because they're all corrupt. Even if you go in with a good heart and good intentions and you want to do good, you are going to become corrupt because they're not even the ones that are really doing the shit. There's puppeteers in the background pulling the strings, Yankees for life, my brother. I don't know if you see me earlier, but the video was playing. I seen you say hi, and I did one of these.
The thing is, man, this is what I really believe. Okay, I believe that the American people in general are, and this is gonna sound bad, but I think they're lazy, man.
Yeah.
I think their eyes are closed and they're sitting on their couches all comfortable eating steak and potatoes and they don't see the real
Mhm.
danger of what's coming and they're not going to get ready until it's in their front yard. That's what I believe. And so I'm
I
getting
agree.
ready and I feel like what's going to happen is the people that are ready are going to end up trying to carry those that didn't bother to get ready or to do something now. I mean, we see corruption. What do we do about it? Every week we talk about it, we yell about it, we bitch at work about it. But what do? We just keep
Exactly.
talking about it.
Yeah. No, you're right. I can, even if I wanted to argue that, I couldn't, because you're right. It's, and for most people, it's kind of a out of sight, out of mind. And no offense to John Mosman, but eating steak and potatoes. But no, seriously, because it's just easy, right? It's just comfortable. Like, look, I'm good. I got my TV. I got my steak and potatoes. I got my family. I got whatever. Even people that don't have nothing, they just live by themselves. They just want to be left. They have it. They're not going to pay attention to what's going on. They don't care. Or the people that do care, what are you actually doing? When's the last time anyone here is wrote to their congressman or their mayor or their has gone to a town hall meeting or has done,
You know when we
I
started
haven't.
being lazy is when they invented the remote control.
Yep.
When
Scat
did
Pack, Aloha.
Yeah, John, you got me, man. I mean, it's true that we don't. I mean, ultimately, I believe we are wrestling against evil in high places, and I don't believe that no matter how much we prep or get ready, I don't think we can beat it. But I mean, we still have the obligation to try to keep our family safe, and I know that God's out there and He's looking out for us. He also wants us to use wisdom and get ready. Like if we know a flood's coming, we build a boat, right? Get in the boat, get preparations ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have faith that God will come through. And I also believe that, I might get crap for this, but I believe that the Bible's true and that there's a lot of evil stuff going out there, but I believe that there's two different plans and they're being played out. And no matter what we do, I don't think we can change it. We can alter it for a while through voting and whatever, but ultimately, I think people at the end of the day, not the majority, but a lot of people want to see the country burn. That sounds harsh, but man, if you look at what they're doing in our schools and teaching our kids, man, what other explanation is there except for they want us to fail? When you're letting
Mm-hmm.
people pour over the border and you're not vetting people and you're demonizing the people that are supposed to be taking care of us and keeping us safe, and then the criminals are the victims now. And it's like a guy can break in your house and if you beat him up, he can sue you.
Yep.
Imagine.
Yep.
He
Dude, I'll
broke
never
in your
forget
house.
the one video I seen where this dude, I don't even know where it was, what state or anything, but this dude robbed like a gas station or a party store or something. And he went in armed, and then the store owner pulled his gun out and shot him and unalived him, protecting his store. And then the family of the dude that was robbing him, attempting to rob him, was like, yeah, but he was just trying to get money to feed his family. He didn't have to kill him. And they tried suing him. It's like, did he what? Like, he put a gun to a store owner's head trying to steal his hard-earned money, and the guy defended himself, and you're saying that that guy was wrong by defending himself?
Well, and it's a lot of the media's fault, man. They just play the video over and over and over and go, look at the poor guy. He was such a great student. It's like, no, dude, he was in there. He had a gun pointed at somebody, or he was there to do bodily harm. And the guy did all he could do just to go home to his family. He doesn't want to be on the news. or lose his firearm or unalive somebody. He just wanted to go to work.
Right.
This
Yeah,
dude
you just
walks
want
in. He's not a good person at that point. He's making real bad decisions. And you defending yourself is totally righteous.
right. But and exactly. And Ms. Minersuit, that exactly. Those are the Dems policies, not ours. And I know what you mean is not the Republicans, but that's where I'm trying to get at, because the Dems and the Republicans in office, you don't think they're all on the same side behind closed doors? You don't think they're drinking champagne and smoking cigars behind closed doors, cheersing each other, and like,
Well,
all right, we got them just where we want them.
at the very least, they're all working together, or supposed to be, finding
Right.
common ground.
Yep. It's like almost like they just put on a show for the people, and that's how they're dividing. Because why? It's like I thought years ago, like, they're gonna find a way, when I was hardcore far right wing, and even then I thought they're gonna find a way to divide the right from the right. And that's when I started thinking, like, and that's when I started to open my mind more. And aren't they even kind of doing that too? And then that goes back to the whole, what we do without internet brought a lot of us together, but the internet also divided us more at the same time.
Internet's not always a good thing, man, because I'm not saying it's not in this instance, but if you get a bunch of psycho people that all can find other psycho people and then make groups of psycho people and decide to schedule and get together and do things together, then we have a problem. So, and how do you watch the entire internet for that?
Right. Yep.
Not possible. But then you have other groups that are good, and so how do you stop it?
Yeah. Cause I mean, even 4 years ago, well, 5 years ago, I've met, when I used to go to the Trump rallies, the flag waving, all that stuff. And I met a few politicians, and they had good intent. I mean, they led me to believe they had good intentions. And then what I've heard within the last year, they don't have good intentions. Even I met them face to face, shook their hands, and it's like, wow, that's a good dude, man. And I'd like to think I have a pretty decent, good judge of character. But and that all leads back to when I always say, even if you go in with a good heart and good intentions, once you're in, you become corrupt. So,
And what if you say you have all these good intentions and you walk through the White House door and all these guys come in and go, "Hey, this is Secret Service, this is such and such. Sit down, we need to go over this and that." And you say, "We understand that you have all these things that you want to do, but you need to do them real slow, and some of them could be really dangerous for you." They're gonna put doubt in. They're gonna even maybe not threats, but well, people, if you say this, people might come after your family, or you know what I'm saying? Even if you go in with like you want to change the world, you end up like, you know, Martin Luther King, man. You know, it's like got a good message. They don't want you saying the good message. There's people in the deep state that don't want you talking about that stuff. They're going to resist your change, no matter what it takes. Does it make sense, or am I talking
no,
baloney?
you make sense.
I think when a president becomes a president, the first day they sit them down and they just go, "Okay, we understand these are the things you want to do, but some of these things are not realistic." And then they open up the books and they show them everything going on in the world and how certain things they want to do would affect the world. And there's stuff we don't know. I'm just saying.
I kind of agree with that, but what I think is they sit them down and go, look, we know this is all stuff you want to do. We know this is what you said you were going to do, but now that you're in, that's not how it works. We run the show. You're just a puppet. You do what we say. So you can still kind of like give off that false hope and but you still have to do all this.
Maybe they go, "Do you love your children?
No,
You love your life?"
look how many accidents happen and people disappear, and you know. So if you were told that you have to do what they say, and then he had good intentions and was like, "Well, I'm president, so I'm gonna da da da," and they're like, "Exactly. Do you love your children? You love, you know?"
They probably would just say, "There's people out there in this party that would really not like you to do that, and they might cause harm even." There's groups, like Blackwater, different
Mhm.
groups. You know what I mean? There's different
Well,
people that
that's
profit
funny because
that.
he actually brings that up. I think it might be this video. I'm not sure, but here, let's watch 2 more minutes of it. Let's watch the part he built up to this point. And Top Spin, yeah, that's why I pulled up that Miss Alabama, because I seen that comment. And yeah, that's Miss Alabama 2024. I mean, and it says she's fighting back on trolls saying that she's unhealthy. I mean, does she not look unhealthy?
And
How
we're
is that
not
Miss
fat
Alabama?
shaming her. We're not doing that. This is not the
Exactly.
venue for that. It's
Exactly. And I'm not saying, yeah, it's like, oh, how is it Miss Alabama because she's overweight? It's overweight is not healthy. So there's no shaming at all. I mean, there's shaming in the pageant or whatever, the Miss State pageant, whatever, because they're lying to the people, like telling them like, oh, this is no, she may be beautiful as a person, but if you're overweight and unhealthy, that doesn't make you beautiful. Your character and who you are is what makes you beautiful.
and on the other end of that is extreme, starving yourself, anorexia,
Right, which is what they
puking, and
used to do. Remember
yeah.
they used to do that? They'd show, and it'd be like disgustingly like, why, like, and those were the ones winning, because it's like, dude, that's not healthy either. Showing these really, really skinny chicks, and it's like, ugh.
Well, and they've all
That's
been made up and sprayed, and none of it's
Mhm.
real. They don't really look that way.
And then that's when they were saying shit like, this is beauty. So then all these women and even little girls and teenagers in America were trying to get skinny like that. And then it created all the whatever it's called. Hey, Full Monty, aloha, brother. It created the whole what is that, bulimic and
Anorexic.
anorexia and yeah, all that shit. But yeah,
I don't.
good point, Dave. The same thing. And now Miss Alabama is overweight. And you
They're
know,
I said curvy because I saw Kirby. They're programming our kids, man. They're like, you can eat TV dinners and you can still win the most beautiful girl in the world.
Yep.
You're supposed to be athletic, and they have a swimsuit thing. And if you're
Exactly.
500, bro, I don't know if you're gonna win the swimsuit thing.
Yeah. And I mean, nothing against Miss Alabama. I don't know her. I've never even heard of her. I'm
Oh,
sure she is a nice person. I'm sure she's a great person, but yeah, so I'm not, just for the record, for YouTube and the algorithm and all that shit, I'm not saying anything bad about anyone personally. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm just shaming the government.
I just hate when they do it on purpose as a publicity stunt to prove, their point of anyone can be beautiful. It's like, yeah, we know that already. But this is a competition. It's like getting a 50-pound dude lifting weights with a 290-pound muscle-bound guy, and then letting the guy who can't lift weights win the weightlifting competition.
Right. Right.
It makes no
Exactly.
sense.
Yep. That's
What's really going on here? And that would have taken us to back then, October 26, 2017, except for those the president authorized for further withholding. Why would a president withhold it? Why wouldn't Congress just expose it now? Why are they going to wait 25 years? Trump had confirmed on Saturday that he would allow for the release of the final batch of once classified records amounting to tens of thousands of pages, quote, subject to the receipt of further information. But as the deadline neared, so he promised that he would do this, the administration decided, and that's Trump's administration, decided at the last minute to stagger the final release over the next 180 days while government agencies studied whether any document should stay sealed or redacted. The law allows the president to keep material under wraps if it is determined that harm to intelligence operations, national defense, and they always use that as the excuse. No, we can't let the American people see that right there. It's going to jeopardize national defense. You don't want to jeopardize national defense. I mean, you want Americans to be as safe as they possibly can. Because if we do this right here, I know the American people want transparency, but what they don't realize is that if we make ourselves completely transparent, then we make them vulnerable to some kind of attack that we can't defend them from, of course. So the safety of the people, again, will always be the alibi of tyrants. Law enforcement or other conduct of foreign relations would outweigh the public's interest in full disclosure. They always say stuff like that. Always. More than 2,800 uncensored documents were posted immediately to the National Archives website on Thursday evening, a staggering desperate cache that news outlets began pouring through, seeking new insights into a tragedy that has been endlessly dissected for decades by investigators, scholars, and conspiracy theorists.
There's another good point about conspiracy theorists, because that was a made-up word by a three-letter agency of the government to make people look crazy. There's a made-up word, and jump in that rabbit hole if you want, but it's a made-up word by a three-letter agency of the government. Starts with a C, ends with an A, and the reason they made up that word was to make people look crazy. So if you were a conspiracy theorist, you were crazy and didn't know what you were talking about. But if that's the case, I'm going to need new conspiracies, because all of my conspiracies turned out to be facts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have a lot of. I'm at work. I'm known as the conspiracy guy, but I don't care. I just think they're all dumb.
Well, I hate to say it too. Most
not
people.
dumb.
I mean, most people. They're not dumb, but like wearing blinders, like you said before. They're all wearing. Too many people are wearing blinders. They're blind. They don't want to know.
Here's how I look at it, man. When you're raising a kid, the kid doesn't just pop out speaking 4 languages. You know, you got to teach them his ABCs. And the people that are railing the hardest against the system are ignorant of it. They're not educated. You ask them, like, what's the capital of this state, or who was the president 2 terms ago, and they won't even know.
Right. Well, and you made a good point there too about when you have a kid, they don't pop out and know 4 languages, but that's a good point, because everything is learned, right? So as you're a kid growing up, whatever your parents believe or whatever you're around and they believe is that what you believe, because of course, why wouldn't you? You know, and then that it's just kind of, it's a learned behavior, and it's fed generation to generation. And that's why I believe where we're at now today started back in the 60s or 70s. It's just a slow process to slowly turn into a 1940 something Germany, I guess you would say.
Well, you listen to the music. Listen to music these days. What's it teaching? Like, say a 10-year-old, 11-year-old turns on the music today. What's it teach them?
You got wet ass,
you know,
crap like that.
Pimps are cool, floppy junk, twerk.
I mean, even look when you and me were teenagers, what was cool? Look at the shit we listened to then. Too Short, you know, slapping my hoes and my bitches, and I got my 22s, and
affected us. It affected us. It
exactly.
did.
That's what I'm saying. It did. That's why, like, I'm so blessed that I have the parents I have that raised me to be open minded. Because I'd probably, if not, I'd still be in that mindset of, I gotta slap my hoes and bitches, and get me an Impala with 22s and shit. Because you know what I'm saying. It's just it's messed up. So then think of that. That was back in the 90s. So then what about the 70s? Same thing for people that were teenagers in that era.
So Gen X, I think, is like probably the strongest generation there ever was, man. In my opinion. I mean, maybe maybe boomers. I don't know. I mean, have you ever seen pictures of those old playgrounds that the kids had growing up? They're like, their monkey bars were like 15 feet in the air, man.
Shit, you remember the ones we played on? That rocket one that was all metal?
Oh yeah, just
we'd all be up on the very top trying to knock the thing over. Imagine if it would have actually fell over. Man,
going
we were
down that
stupid.
slide is about 400 degrees and about 30 feet up, and if you fell off, you were busting both your arm and leg,
and collarbone, and
but you learned respect for that stuff. You learned
yeah,
to respect it.
Now there's not even mulch. It's like rubber mulch, so that they don't get hurt. And you got to wear a helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads. And
you need a safe space and 16 dogs when you go to the store. No offense to anybody that's real PTSD and needs that.
No,
I
yeah,
get that.
exactly.
But I'm talking about these people are not real.
People that go to school and then go to college and then get a degree, but still never really left their parents' house. And then once they go into the real world and they accidentally bump shoulders with someone, and someone goes, "Hey, watch yourself, asshole." And then they need a safe space because somebody called me an asshole. Oh, I don't know how to deal with that. That's what we're talking about.
Just look at the keyboard. What do I call them? Oh, I forgot.
Keyboard warrior.
Keyboard warriors, man. If they were standing in front of me, I swear, I'd make them cry. You know what I mean? It's just like
one that talks so much shit behind their computer screen, but in real life, face to face, they wouldn't say a damn word. All right, Heather.
What I love is when a 10-year-old's, I don't love that part, but when he's cussing you out or something, and then you hear their mother go, "Johnny, what did you say?" And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God, Mom." Hear the smacking, or you hear him like quickly mute the mic.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
What's the spinning platform with handrail called? Hold on for dear life.
Merry-go-round.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, man, I used to get stuck on that, and then people would just keep spinning it, and you're either got to let go and go flying, or you got to hold on, and then when it finally stops, your equilibrium is off center.
Not only that, but if you let go, you're gonna bang into like seriously hard iron bars or whatever.
Right. My three brothers, while kids in New Mexico, tied 2 sheets to our waist when we lined on the window. The roof would go blocks, stone the street. Much fun that was. Oh, you would tie. Oh, really? I think I see what you're saying. That's crazy, but all right, let's see. We're almost through this. I just want to get this. I wanted to.
Yeah, so you're one of these if you don't fit the hesitation. Listen.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least.
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It would be interesting to find out what happened there because that was a weird situation and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I'd go a long way toward that one.
So a lot of waffling regarding the Epstein files. And what makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and we're going to watch some of this right here. I'm going to just go ahead and mute this a little bit. What makes a lot of people uncomfortable is the fact that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein hung out, apparently, according to some sources, quite a bit. But even if he just hung out with him 1 or 2 times, what does that kind of say about the character of this guy? Now, a lot of people can make the argument, hey, have you ever hung out with somebody that later you found out was a bad person? who's got a bad reputation and they've got criminal activities and hung around criminal elements. Yeah, but how many times did I fly on their private plane? How many times do they hang out with them at these highfalutin parties? If you'll see right behind there, that right there is none other than Ghislaine Maxwell. And so they keep this all in the family. These aren't just a couple of episodes where they run into each other. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Right. So he wants to hold, he wants to let these other things out, but like, well, maybe not so much on Epstein one, because I may have, and I'm not saying he did. It's allegedly, but
that's
I don't know,
32 years old, though. My God, man.
But
32 years old.
There's still, there's a list of things that I have that like with Trump. And like I said, I'd still vote for him if I had, if I had to vote, I'd still vote Trump. Obviously, I would not vote Democrat but at the same time, it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. I still believe that behind closed doors, there is no Democrat or Republican. It's just the government. It's just politics. They're just putting on a show to divide we the people. And it's fucking working pretty damn good.
I was just thinking about this, Steve. Imagine they bring up footage from us 32 years ago and what they might see 35 years ago. You know what I mean? Well, I was just looking at the clip. It said it was from 1992. So did they have the island back then?
Probably, but that's why I said it's all allegedly too. So this part, I'm not saying this isn't on my list of reasons.
And I'm not arguing with you about anything. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
I know.
There's so many questions we don't know.
Right, but why don't we know that? Where's the transparency on the government's behalf? That why don't we know? That's the question.
I didn't realize they were around that long. That Griswold Maxwell lady, or whatever her name is, she still looks old.
Yeah, she still looks exactly.
Hasn't changed at all.
That's funny because that was back, like you said, 35 years ago. That's in early 90s. We were getting in the trouble we got into, and she still looked like she does today. We never even heard of her back then. But
in the name of the American taxpayer, and it increased. Go there with that. You don't want to talk about all the bombings. That's another thing we didn't talk about. 46 bombs are dropped or detonated or launched every single day in the name of the American taxpayer. And it increased under Trump after Obama left.
Okay, Ms. Minder Suit, I respect that. But before you go, please, before you go, I gotta read the full comment first. This guy doesn't know shit. Trump was around them sober, didn't smoke or do drugs, so he got lots of evidence on them. All right, but hold on, Miss Minor Sue, but that's I really wish you wouldn't leave, because that's why I'm doing this too, because I want everyone to be open-minded and at least, you don't have to agree with it. I'm not saying like watch this and think this way and and just be open-minded and just like hear other sides, and because that's the thing with the mainstream media and everything now, you can't believe anything. So how do we know what any of us are thinking? How do we know if any of it's actually true? We have no idea, because it does go back decades. They've been lying for so long that, but I really wish you wouldn't leave. But if you do, I respect that and I understand, but I hope that you stay. Because he's kind of getting at this part too, because I used to say this too, is that, well, Trump didn't have any wars. He didn't. True. No wars, but he dropped a lot of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, but he dropped a lot of kabooms. Boom goes the dynamite, Rome, there's Rome 13, aloha. Yep.
That's what I liked about it. I liked him dropping the bomb. On the right people, of course. But
right. But how, it's okay. So no new wars, but he's still dropping bombs and killing people. So, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know.
Biden's bombing, Trump's bombing, Obama bombed, Bush bombed. Everybody's bombing. Why? Because bombing is big business. You're talking about just a regular Tomahawk missile costs over $2 million, $2 million taxpayer dollars. Of course, they're incentivized to launch as many of those as possible. Ka-ching, man. So please don't take this as me buying into the left versus right paradigm lie, because that's all it is. It's a lie. It's a deception. Politics is the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and demanding the chains of their own enslavement. If you are drinking the cult of personality Kool-Aid, please wake up. I don't care if you're on the left side. I don't care if you're on the right side. Now, I know it's popular and I know it generates a lot of clicks and a lot of response and a lot of engagement when you foster the left versus right paradigm lie, when you buy into the political.
Okay, Miss Minder Sue, that's the thing. I never did either until recently. And then I looked into it because I'm like, I never heard anything about this. And that's another reason why I think this could bring us all closer together and more united than dividing us like what I believe they want. But exactly, I didn't hear nothing about it either until I jumped in the rabbit hole, and it's there. It's there, and it's true. Unless those are all lies too, and that's the thing. How can you believe? And that all leads back to why I feel and think the way I do now is because it's we the people against them, the government. I don't believe they're here to help.
It strengthened my resolve on Trump for voting for him. The fact that they are willing to lie, cheat, steal, whatever they got to do to get this man on 34 counts, 34 felonies, dude. You could unalive 6 people and not have that many felonies.
Right.
And the way they went after him just proves to me how badly they don't want him up there for some reason. No, he's either going to expose them all.
That is true. Because I can't disagree with that either, because that's I think it's all bogus. The whatever count and like the whole. Yeah, I think that was wrong how they did that, and it's all bullshit.
But it like what I'm trying to say,
not one person in that whatever was like, well, okay, I can see the 29 counts him being guilty, but these other ones really, but in 6 minutes they're just like, yep, nope, all 34.
Well, and as well as I do, when say you get a ticket and they write you for no seatbelt, speeding, and whatever else, maybe your tabs are expired, they always are willing to take off one charge. If you say you're guilty of the other ones, they'll take off the one charge. You got to admit guilt.
Yeah.
Pay the fines and whatever. But in this case, it was just like, nope, screw you, 34 felonies, which is felonies means like he wouldn't even be able to travel into some states, because if you're a felon, you're not even allowed to travel to certain states or countries. I don't know about the states. I know countries for sure, could be states, but I forgot. I did watch this video the other day, but some states don't allow felons. So our own president, if we had him, wouldn't be able to travel to those countries. And maybe if you ask anybody on the street, like, what did Trump actually do? Nobody knows. But if you had a mass shooting, every media out there would be telling you exactly what the guy did. You'd know exactly what his charges were, and people would be up in arms. But I have no idea what Trump even did. Like, I know he reached a settlement with somebody he had relations with. She accepted the money, and then they came after him for like cooking the books or something, because his lawyers, somebody gave somebody money and put it in the books wrong or something. Next thing you know, we have 34 felonies.
Right. Which I think is all bullshit.
Well, why are they going after him so hard? That's my question in the audience.
Yeah, I know.
Why? He's got something on them, or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing.
Right. No, you're right. I can't I can't argue that one. But with that being said, though, if he becomes president again, he wants to indemnify all police, which is basically what they did in Germany with the Nazis.
And I don't agree with that either. And I think that most states would probably not uphold that. You know what I mean? There'd be like, there's so many places trying to defund the police that I don't think they'd even listen to that anyways.
No, I think every state would, especially I think they would. They'd be
To
like,
make
that
them
means
stronger?
like now they have qualified immunity. But that like gives them super duper qualified. That means like they can do whatever the hell they want and not have any consequences. And that's what the Nazis were. There was no consequences for anything. They were the police and they did whatever they wanted. And look what happened there. And so Trump's got like all these good things. Yeah, gas was cheaper. My business was booming better. Like in my entire life, in my entire plumbing career, it was the best when Trump was in office. But if he were to do that, that's just the first step to going down the wrong path, But he makes everything else look so good. It's like, well, okay, there's just one or two evil things that I got to do, but everything else will be good. But those one or two evil other things are going to make everything else disappear.
So if we bottom line this, what is the biggest topic in this election coming up? What do you think the biggest draw for voting for either Biden or Trump's going to be? What's the issue, the biggest issue on people's minds? It's not the gas prices. I know that.
Not anymore, no.
For me, it's World War III. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's giving endless amounts of money to countries for endless amounts of weapons, and my kids and grandkids got to grow up in this country. And I can't see what the future is going to hold. It doesn't look as nice as it used to. We're starting wars everywhere. It's like we got to get out of that stuff.
I think it's heading that way regardless. I think it's.
You think that's the number one issue? Or, I mean, I'd like to hear some other people's issues.
Right. I think, like, if we were to go out on the street and just ask random people, I think a lot of answers would be, illegals and not as in like, but like people don't mind people from other countries coming here, but do it the right way. That not just letting the open borders and all that shit.
And even if we broke it down and just said it like this, okay, not even illegal immigrants. How about criminal illegal immigrants? What if we just focused on criminal illegal, and screw the rest, right? If we even did that, that would be great. But we don't even do that. They're busing them around the whole United States. They're planting them in every state.
Well, that, and like you just mentioned about money, giving all the tax money to these other countries when we have major homeless issues, our veterans that fought for our freedom, especially the ones that are homeless and dying, and then they're giving billions of dollars to other countries. It's like, well, clean up your own backyard before you start, it's the thing is that the tax, don't even get me started on tax.
Remember back in the day in the 70s, or not the 70s, whenever the war ended and our soldiers came home, there was a percentage of people that were spitting on those guys. And there still is a percentage out there that they're not thankful for their service. They could care less what they did, and they think they're a bunch of murderers of women and babies, of unaliving people for no reason. And and there's misinformation and uneducated views out there. But like, that's why there's this group of people that doesn't want to take care of veterans. And I'm definitely not one of them. I thank every single one of them for their service, but there's a group of people out there that are totally against it. They'd rather give the money to the criminal illegal alien than to a vet.
Right. And I mean, and that's why I really don't think that the division will ever end. That's like, never gonna happen in my eyes. But we could at least try or do something, or to be open minded, and at least,
Right.
because dude, put it this way, I'm friends with people now that 4 or 5 years ago I wouldn't even give them the time of day. But I started being more open minded, and there's people that I'm friends with now that we still disagree on government related shit, but so what? And that's why I always say too, at the end of the day, man, you have more in common with people than you think. And it's like, so what? We disagree about our political views, but look at all the other shit we have in common, man. And but 5 years ago, 45 years ago, man, I wouldn't even have said I'd have been like, get the fuck out of my face, man.
Dude, I remember I used to come to your channel back then and watch you stand with hundreds of people with Trump shirts and flags, and I used to think to myself, honestly, I would see your Trump flag across your garage, and I'd be like, man, Steve's making himself a target for the psychopathic liberals out there. But you were doing it, and I was like, well,
Yep.
Trump was changing things, and he did get into office, and he did do. You got to give him that. He did do what he said he was going to do. And I feel like if Rona didn't come around at all, if that had never happened, that we would be in a completely different world right now. I don't think we'd be at war. I think we'd be prosperous, and everybody would have money in their accounts. And
me too. And I also think I agree with that 100%. And I also think that's why it happened. I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think it was an accident. I think that was planned. Actually, I know it was planned.
Well, we all know, right, where it came from.
Well, no, I know, because before it happened, my neighbor that doesn't live here anymore, but he used to live across the street. Man, I wish he still lived there. Cool dude. Name was Jeff. Hi, my name is Jeff. But he had parties every weekend. And it was like, I think it was early February of 2020, and he was having a party, and he knew a bunch of military guys too and everything. And there's one guy over there, young, like 19-year-old kid in the military, taller than me. I'm 6'2". He was taller than me, and I'm like, shit, what's up? And he was all drunk and everything, and he's just like, yeah, man, just heads up, man. And I'm like, heads up, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, shit's gonna go down. And I'm like, what do you mean shit's gonna go down? He's like, oh man, they're gonna start making people like wear masks and stuff. And I'm like, man, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, I think you're just drunk, man. He goes, nah, man, I don't think I should be telling you this stuff, dude, but I don't care right now. I'm drunk. And he basically told me all about it. And then like a month later, it started happening, and I was like, wow, dude. So this shit was planned. I mean, this guy knew about it way before anything even started happening, and he was like a nobody in the military. So
I love when the first time I ever heard face diapers was you saying it. We talked on the phone a couple of years ago, and you were like, and I was actually sometimes wearing the mask just so not for my safety, because I didn't believe it worked personally. Because for instance, I'm a painter, electrician, plumber, blah, blah. I would sand drywall. I knew the mask didn't work because when I left work, I'd have white powder in my nose even when I wore the mask.
Yep.
So I knew a certain amount of that stuff got through my mask. So when the Rona came, and plus my dad, I told you he worked in a surgical facility, right? And this is a gross topic, but there were women that would come in with venereal warts, right, in their throats and nose from whatever crazy crap they were doing, and they would burn them off with lasers. And if you inhaled the smoke from the burning venereal wart, it would give you venereal warts. and they had to
Damn.
wear, if you inhaled it into your nose, lungs, throat, and they had to wear like a whole system, like a face shield with outside oxygen and everything for that surgery. So when I heard this masks were going to save us, I was just like, God, man, are these people really in control? They know it. They knew they weren't working.
Rome. Oh, for the love of penis.
Oh, man. Anyway, I'm sorry for that terrible. This is just what my dad came home from work. He was super mad, and he was just going off on it about the mask because he was, they were firing people, and he was super upset that people were losing their jobs because they wouldn't get something stuck in their arm that wasn't looked into enough if it was safe.
And like Merkel says, Trump got elected because he said he would send her, we all know who we're talking about, and she's still free. And not even that, G-Ma Merkel, after he said that and was elected, both Hillary and Bill were in the room, and he said he was honored to be in their presence or some shit, like not word for word, don't quote me on it, but it's like, whoa, what happened? But nobody sees that either because they don't want people to see that. They don't want you to know that. But yeah, he's, and it's like, what happened going to jail? What happened to, because you'd be in jail.
Did you see the roast though? That was pretty crazy.
No.
When he was at dinner with Hillary and he roasted her.
Oh, no, that is the one. Or no, I'm not sure.
It was like a state dinner or something.
Mm.
And he kept bringing up like her. I mean, she burned what? How many files? Acid washed like 15,000.
Yeah.
Acid washed her hard drives.
But no felony counts for that.
Who even knows where to get acid from to do that? She knew where to get that acid.
Yep, that's what we were just talking about, India, or that's what I just brought up about the indemnify them. And that's how the Nazis were created.
Did you ever see Cloverfield Lane?
Oh yeah, yep.
Where I think it's John Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah, that's a good movie.
And then he just opens a cabinet and he's got this big old 50-gallon barrel of acid. And he puts the guy in it. I don't know if you remember when he unalives the guy and puts him in there to get rid of the body. It reminds me of Hillary and her document burning. It's like there really is acid that does that, guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But you know what else, Indy? You brought up the
I'm MLP.
Qualified immunity and and I don't know how to say that word. Indemnify, but that and the civil asset forfeiture.
What's that?
And the red flag, but the civil asset forfeiture is basically this has already happened. I've seen tons of videos on it. Like one specific video I seen, this dude just he was packing up and moving his family because he was going to start a new business in a different state, and he took all his money and he had it all in cash and he had all these, and he was just traveling in like an RV or whatever, and gets pulled over because taillight was out or some stupid reason for the police to harass and collect from us. And then, then they're like, oh, well, you seem suspicious, so we want to search your, vehicle. And then he's like, I got nothing to hide. So, and then they found all this money and they're like, whoa, what's with this money? And he's like, that's my life savings. I'm moving my family to a different state. We're going to start a new business. And, that's everything I have. And they're like, well, we think it's for drugs. So civil asset forfeiture is saying that, yeah, they can do that. They can take that money and just ruin this guy's life. And they did. And then he had to spend more money that he didn't even have on lawyers and stuff. And it took him for like years to get it back. And a lot of times you don't even get it back. That's just it. All because you get pulled over because you got a burnt out taillight. And then the cops think that you're suspicious. All they have to say is we think it's for drug money. and they can seize everything. And they do it. It happens every day now. It's happened every day for a long time.
The DNR actually have almost twice as much power as police. I don't know if you know that. But if they catch you doing something stupid, they can take everything you have right there and then. Guns, vehicles, house.
Right. Hey, aloha, LMP. Good to see you. But yeah, exactly. Guns, house, and that's the red flag laws. That goes along with that. Red flag, all it takes. Like Dave, perfect example for you. You're not crazy. You're not like some psycho dude. If you are, you fooled me for my entire life because I've known you my entire life.
To
But
be determined.
all it takes is, let's say, I'll just say the initials. Let's say one of your exes, JC, decides to call the cops and say, he's psycho, he's crazy. That's all they need. And then the cops can come over and take everything you got, and you can never own a firearm again, all because that chick said that you were crazy. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. She said it, so it's true. That's what red flag
That
law is.
sounds extreme, man. I don't know that. I've never heard of that happening.
That's what red flags law is.
You think it would go that far, though? Do you think people would allow that?
Well, why would you make that a law? Why would it even be considered? You know what I mean? But that's what they switch the words around and make it not sound that way. But when you break it down, that's exactly what it is. Right, LMP. It also doesn't require a warrant in most states.
Well, if someone doesn't have a warrant and they try to come in my house, they're going to have a problem. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a problem at that point because there wouldn't be entry into my home unless I had committed a crime of some sort.
Right. Well, now if the red flag laws are there, then you did commit a crime. You're crazy because some chick said that you were. So you did commit a crime.
I mean, I'm sure they'd have to document it at a doctor or psychiatrist or something, or you'd have to be on some sort of psychotropic drugs or something.
Nope. It's hearsay. It's all it basically makes hearsay.
I'm gonna have to look into it because I don't know that I haven't heard anything about that stuff.
Neil, Pocololo.
Don't make me bust the cap, man.
But
everybody in my house would be loaded up. That's all I gotta
put
say.
it this way, dude. It's like back when they had the what the hell is that called? When they made alcohol illegal back in the 30s or whatever. It's like that. You know, overnight, just like that. One day, hey man, I'm at the bar drinking a beer, buying beer from the whatever, and it's fine. Overnight, boom, the next day you do the same thing. Now you're a criminal. So,
hey man, with what just happened to Trump, I'm starting to believe that they could probably do anything they want soon if we don't stand up.
Yeah. Oh shit, LMP. Yeah. So it doesn't even need to be you having the complaint. If you have a family member who has a complaint against them and they visit your home, red flag laws. Now, no shit. I didn't even know that. That makes it even worse. Damn. I did not know that. Thank you, LMP. I did not know that. That makes
true.
it even fucking 10 times worse. Because I have family members that are fucking crazy. So if they come to my house, or they don't know where I live, but if they were to find out and show up one day, and then now I'm affected by that.
Is this all about firearms, owning firearms then? Because if you don't have any firearms, then there's nothing they could do, right? I mean, they can't come and say you're crazy and take you to the crazy
right.
house.
No, they can't come and take them if you don't have them, but then good luck trying to get one.
I'll just put them all in my wife's name. It'll be all right.
What worries me is natural events like climate change wiping people out, like in Hawaii, Lahaina. Fire really doesn't matter how prepped you are when stuff like, that's true, JM.
Yeah, true.
When shit like that happens out of nowhere. It's like, well, no warning, no nothing. Just Oh yeah, MLP said, "Yep, it's any access to a firearm."
Miss Mindersu says doctors and psychiatrists are crooked too.
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, absolutely.
It's getting to where we don't know what to believe. That's the scary part, is you just
Right.
don't know what to believe. You
That's
don't know what's
yep.
real.
And the crazy thing is, dude, like before, because I'm a light sleeper, so when I try falling asleep, my mind's still going. But and then it's just like I question everything, and you should. Everyone should question everything. Like, still believe in what you believe in, and that's what I was saying, Miss Minder Suit. Still believe in what you believe in. That's cool, and then that's our right as Americans. We're allowed to believe whatever we want, but question everything.
Well, I totally agree with Brew. Is it Brew W or
Oh,
not
Brew W, yeah. What Brew W say?
these storms we've been having are man-made. Now I've been thinking this for weeks because it keeps hitting the same area over and over and over, and it's like all these areas are like resistant to Biden and talking smack, like a lot of Texas and stuff. And is it man-made? Are they playing with the weather?
Well, from what I hear, that that's open to the public, that they're not denying it, that they can control the weather.
Well, I know they can make it
They're not
rain because I've seen the videos of that. That's real.
right. They're not admitting that they're doing all this other stuff, but they admitted that they can control the weather. So it's kind of like, well, you know. Well, exactly, Miss Minder Sue. Why is he saying he's supporting our Second Amendment, but at the same time supporting red flag laws? That's why I'm like, okay, question everything, because to me it's kind of like an oxymoron. How can you, that's like saying I don't believe in, I'm no parachutes, but jump out of that plane, you'll be fine. Like, well, I can't do that without a parachute.
That'd be a good
Like,
question at the debates to ask Trump. When they have the debate, just bring that up and ask him about it and see what his plan is for it. I mean, I still probably would vote for him. And if he's a felon, I'm probably still going to vote for him. Well, because I can't vote for Biden. Because I don't even know if he's all there. And
well, I think everyone knows that Biden's not there at all.
Some of the Democrats apparently can't figure it out.
No, well, I think they got to figure it out. They're just so anti-Trump that, again, to them, Biden's the lesser of two evils. But I think they know that Biden's not there and is garbage, but they hate Trump so much that, what people don't get is that Trump is a Democrat. Yeah, that's true too. He's a Democrat. He was a lifelong Democrat until he ran. He's not a true Republican, but given how left things are, he seems conservative. That's a great point, MLP. Because it is. I knew that for a while. He's a lifelong Democrat, and then when he ran, he became Republican. But exactly how far left things have gotten, that it's kind of like the JFK. Like the Democrats, the left of today isn't the left of the JFK days.
They're the crazy ones like AOC. When AOC talks, this is all I hear. I can't stand it. She just, Listen, I live in Michigan, right? We got Rashida Tlaib is our congresswoman, and she's sitting there wearing the Palestinian flag and starting anti-hate rallies. Like, I mean, if Biden stays in, I don't know what's going to happen here.
I'm not even worried if he stays in or whoever. I think we're fucked regardless.
Well, at least if I'm MF'd, I will have more money under one of them. Hopefully. I don't have to worry about, I can actually like eat burgers and steaks again, I mean, you know, look at your house payment, man. Look at our gas.
Right.
My
Yeah. That's real quick. That's exactly what I was saying, Brew W. JFK would I suck at explaining shit, but that's exactly what I was trying to say. JFK would be too conservative for the Democrats today.
Yep.
And that when I realized that a year and a half, 2 years ago, that's when I started realizing that I think I would have been a Democrat back in the 60s and 70s or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think I'm either, because I'm really not. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just a fucking American. I just want to live my life and make money and live happily and comfortably with my beautiful wife and my dog and not have these fucking problems, I'm tired. Top spin. I'm tired of this motherfucking bullshit.
So you think that getting back to it, the biggest issue in the election will be illegal immigration?
Well, I think what you think. I think World War III. But what I was saying earlier is what I think if we ask people on the street, just random people, I think their answer would be, illegal, open border and shit.
I mean, when I watched Biden basically tell Ukraine they could use long range missiles to send actually into Russian territory. And then Biden got on TV and said, hey, if you start sending missiles over here, we have the right to use tactical nuclear weapons. And if you're shipping them from Poland and Western nations, we can hit those shipments if they're killing our people on our soil. It's just like every day I read it, it's like more and more and more serious. It's like, I don't know. That's why I say I don't even know if we'll make it to the elections.
Because, and that's why I say we're screwed either way, because just like the pandemic, that shit was planned way before it happened, and whatever is going to happen by or in November, it's already planned. So with that being said, no matter what we do, we're not going to change it. It's already planned. So it's already going to happen.
Imagine this scenario: Trump wins, right? Everybody's happy, but all the people that have come in over the border came in all fighting age males. They've all gotten together and have plans, and just like we had BLM and Antifa and all those burning cities and stuff. So what happens then when all those people get together and start doing that? We may end up having a war right in our face here.
Exactly.
Because how happy, right now they're getting free money, they're getting food stamps, they're getting health care, and Trump's going to take all that crap away day one. And he's probably going to start trying to send them back, and then they're going to rebel. We know this. So you may be right, man. We may be screwed, but I mean, like I said, I believe in God, man. I think ultimately he wins. Good will win, but it might get pretty ugly.
Right. Yeah. See, Miss Minders, that's.
It says what now?
Well, I do know that he does and has and does work with many world leaders, but I used to believe the rest of that sentence, but I just don't believe it anymore. So, and like I said, I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I'm sorry. I still love all of you, but I don't know. I already feel better getting off my chest.
Travis Joe says it's fake news we're talking here.
As
if 12 million people did not cross over the border into our country illegally.
And they don't even try to hide it. It's like, I don't know, at least if they try to hide it, I guess that doesn't make a difference, but they're not even trying to hide it. So if they're not trying to hide that, like what's coming?
What's hidden?
What are they hiding? Because they're not trying to hide that because it's like grabbing our attention. So what's coming that they're not hiding that to take our eyes off of or to keep our eyes on that and not pay attention to what, it's all whatever they call it, smoke and mirrors.
Nina's gonna be fighting.
I'm reconsidering.
Hey man, who knows? It's not certain, and all I know is that my kids are growing up in this world, and who knows what's going to be like for them, and that's what makes me worry.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I can't have kids anymore, because I already feel bad for the kids I do have, because who knows what it's going to be like in 5, 10, 20 years from now. I remember Dave growing up, and we'd be at your house and hearing your mom and Ron talk about political stuff, and I listened, but at the time I didn't realize I was listening. But I was just like, well, that was political crap. What are they even talking about? Like, that shit sounds scary. But then as I got older and remembered it and thought about it, it's like, yeah, it's been happening since then. It just takes decades before all their plans come together.
Putin came out and threatened, I think it was yesterday or the day before, to put missiles. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Someone just mentioned, I was just scrolling back to find it, but go ahead.
They're talking about planting missiles off our shores, like in Cuba and other places, since we were at their doorstep. It's kind of like the Cuban Missile Crisis back to those days. And I did read earlier before we came on that 4 Russian ships are going to be docking in Cuba this week. I don't know what, but I mean, that could all happen again.
Oh, easily. Yeah, I can't find it, but I'm not sure. I think maybe Tops, but I know someone mentioned about Putin and something about London, saying that they're. Who said that? Who was it? I can't find it.
Who was that masked man?
William Kramer.
About time you got here, William.
Now that William's here, we know for sure that it's going to be a damn good show. But after we
Right. Okay. Then you got to use the bidet.
Then you got to use the bidet. So damn, that's an hour and 37 minutes of political talk, and I said my fucking channel wasn't political anymore.
We said we weren't going to do that.
I had to get that off my chest, man. I've been trying to, and then the video that Brian was from yesterday, and I watched it and I was like, dude, this is, because I hopefully still can have Brian on as a guest, but I know he's really busy because he's putting out multiple videos a day, and I know how much work goes into that. So I know he's busy, and he said he'd still come on, but it's the timing and everything. But when I seen that yesterday, and I was just like, this is exactly what I've been trying to say for over a year, and he just said it. So that's kind of why I started out with that, because I had to get it off my chest, and I hope I didn't lose anyone as a friend, because like I said, I still love all of you, even if we have differences and thoughts and beliefs and all that. Because
I appreciate Miss Minder Sue standing up for what she believes in, and I subbed her. Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate and love you, Miss Minder Sue, for staying, and I respect you for staying. And like I said, at the end of the day, we have so much more in common than we don't. So, and and thank you, and I do appreciate you for staying and not leaving, and I think that's awesome. You're a liberal Republican with sprinkles of conservatism. Right. Well, no, that's the thing, because I don't know. I just believe that everyone should earn what they have. I don't think things should be handed out. Exceptions. you lost both your legs. You can't really go get a job that easily, but earn your keep, earn what you have, and not just, well, I don't feel like it. Well, okay, well, let me give you the money and then you won't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Everyone should earn it. But then I also don't believe anyone should get in the way of us doing that.
And I think
Like,
they should assimilate when they come too. It's like if I went to Russia and went to the hospital, I wouldn't expect the Russian doctors and nurses to learn my language so that they could treat me or have some sort of interpreter, but that's what we do here. It's like they should learn. I mean, it's going to sound terrible, but man, that's what we used to do. You took an English class, or you learned how to read and write and all that stuff. And it's actually costing us more money to have. I went to Home Depot. The guys were in there trying to purchase items. They couldn't even tell the guy what they wanted because they were speaking. In this case, it was Arabic.
right.
So they had to hire an Arabic translator at the Home Depot in order to sell people items. I don't think it used to be that way. I think people wanted to assimilate.
That's messed up. What? Did I just hear that right? That's messed up. Wow.
It's bizarre.
Right.
Like,
No, absolutely, Miss Mendersu. Faith over fear. Absolutely.
at the end of the day, I think God wins, so I don't worry about it too much. But there may be some weird stuff happening before that happens. Anyways, political talk sucks, but it's
Yeah,
where
it
we're
does.
at.
I had to get, and I just got done emailing the that one guest, that country singer, back because she said, just quick question, what is your podcast about? Does because I don't like talking politics. And I just got done saying, well, it's anything and everything, but if you come on, it's going to be about you. So we really don't talk about politics. And then here, 5 hours after I emailed that, all we've done for the last hour and 40 minutes is talk politics. But no, if and anyone that in the future, if anyone's listening, not in chat but lurking, and if you come on as a guest, that show is about you and your channel and promoting you and your music or your comedy or your search and rescue team or whatever it may be. So yeah.
Hey,
Shit, for the
Steve.
most part, it's not the topic anyway, but
Steve.
take a deep breath.
I feel good. Politics is over. We're still all going to unalive, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just pretend it's not happening and try to have a good day tomorrow.
Right. No, I actually feel better getting all that shit off my chest, for real.
It's stressful, man. That's why people are road raging and people are being nasty. I mean, I don't know if it's happening near you, but people seem to be getting more aggressive everywhere I go. It's like wanting to fight quicker, screaming at each other, parking lots, fighting over spots and stuff. It's like, God.
Yep. Just so easy to snap. So easy to just lose their shit over nothing. It's like
everyone's agitated. It's like this one feeling I remember having when Trump was president was that I was never really worried about my paycheck. I wasn't thinking about my money or my gas. I wasn't thinking we were going to get in a war every second. And I didn't have as much anxiety over the future, and not anxiety for me, but for my family that I'm supposed to take care of and protect. So anyway, that's my last comment of the night.
But well, here's my last one because this is be my last comment, but because earlier I mentioned don't get me started on tax. But didn't we go to a war a long time ago with some people that wore red coats over tea tax. And then fast forward to now, and now you really don't own anything. If your house is paid off, you still don't own it. Try not paying taxes on it for a year or two. You still don't own it. So how is that a free country if you can't actually own anything? Try not paying taxes on your house, or try not, with
Your
anything.
land. Your
You got to get
land, man.
tags. Your land. You got land, property tax. You try not getting tags on your car and see how that, try not following their rules and see what you really own. You don't own shit. How is that a free country? It's not free.
That's the biggest one with me is land. We should absolutely have a set amount that we pay. I don't care if it takes us 20 years or whatever the amount is that we pay off our land and it's ours.
Right. Right. And why do you think? And I don't blame them. I'd be just as pissed. And I know they're more like, how do you think the native Hawaiians feel that America just came in and took over this land?
Exactly. Just like the Indians.
Yep, exactly. They did it to the Indians on the mainland, and then they just said, hey, we'll take Hawaii too.
They're like, oh my God, the Indians are savages. It's like, yeah, because you just came up on shore and started killing
Right.
everybody. And if
Yep.
not with weapons or whatever, with your diseases that they weren't used to.
Yep.
I mean, the common cold could have unalived them. Who knows? They didn't have immunities.
Yep. And then they just come in and take over, and they're like, well, this is our shit now. And they did the same thing, like with the Indians, and they told America is, oh yeah, this is our land. And then same thing here. And then they made it seem like Hawaii wanted to become part of America, and they wanted all that, which is,
I'm with you, brother.
I know, right, JM? Telling you, bro.
What do they call us? White privilege? I'm like white underprivileged.
White privilege. Them damn white folk got all that white privilege.
Is there a place I can go and complain about being white underprivileged?
Yeah, no shit, right?
So they have a store that opened up near us in well, I can't say where, but it's called Privileged Kicks. It's the name of the store is Privileged Kicks. And I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, man, that store's gonna get attacked, bro. Like, what does that
and that's
mean?
funny. That's funny, Neil's on Dynasty, because before weed was legalized, they were still taxing it to an extent, because when it wasn't legalized, if you got caught with it, then you had to go to court, you had to pay lawyers, you had to pay court costs, you had to pay fines. So they were still taxing it when it wasn't legal. And then they were like, yeah, maybe we'll just legalize it. And instead of having to go through all that shit to get their money, we'll just legalize it and still get their money.
I can't wait to watch the rest of the video that you're making about Hawaii. And
with Nick Johnson. Yeah, I watched that one earlier, and
yeah.
And then he texted me and he was like, yeah, ours is coming. So the one that he put out today, a lot of those clips were, dude, the crazy part is, well, I don't even say that on the live stream, but a lot of those clips today, I was with them, but he said it's going to be like a 3-part or a 4-part. I can't remember how many, either 3 or 4, but he said the one with me is in a couple weeks.
That's going to be awesome. It's a good opportunity, man. That guy's got almost 1 million subscribers.
Yep. Yeah,
he's
almost
doing
1
something
million.
right.
I mean, yeah, at first I was like, what the hell, man? This dude's not even gonna shout me out, because it was a premiere too. So I was in the chat for the premiere. I was like, this dude's not gonna shout me out with it. But I mean, he was talking to me in the chat, and then he texted me that. So I was like, okay. All right, that's cool. He's saving it. He's saving it.
I mean, it was eye-opening, just the 10 minutes that I saw, the parts of Hawaii that I never I'm thinking Hawaii is just like this beautiful pineapple-y, women everywhere hula hooping or
Right?
hula
Yeah, what
skirting
they
and
yeah,
hula
you know
hooping.
why? Because without tourism, it wouldn't work. Like without tourism, there would be no income for the state, you
I
know?
never knew that that word howley, meaning white person, it was actually like a slang against white people.
No, yeah, it's like it's they say it's not so much anymore, but yeah, it's a
It's kind of like
derogatory word.
gringo in Mexico, maybe.
Yep. Yep. They're like, hey, you're just a gringo.
Remember, we used to call the Japanese
Look at
Jap.
this. Oh no shit, dude. I didn't see I did. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Dude, I just pulled it up, but
What is it?
this is the same, but not my camera, but this is the same from my video that I just put out yesterday. Right there. That's how my video starts out too. That's why when I clicked on it, I was like, did I click on the wrong? Is this my video? But no, this is Nick's.
Yeah, I hear you talking though in this one.
So, okay, that's
I mean, it goes way back there.
they're just making it through each day the best they can.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah.
I mean, it goes as far as I can see.
Yep. Homeless.
Okay, so there's that. Now let me do this.
Little teaser. Woo-hoo.
Now let me pull up my video because with that scene right there, that's crazy that he used. Dude, that is nuts. Because I swear we did not talk about. We haven't talked at all since that day. I mean, a couple of text messages, but we haven't talked about that at all since that day. And it's crazy that he used the same part for his opening because I'm going to do this. Oh, it's already up there. Okay, so this is my video and look how my video starts. Hey, what the hell? Go
Those
back to the
people
beginning.
aren't paying taxes on that land either.
Nope.
Imagine
But
that.
look at the well, this isn't it's not the very beginning, but look at the beginning.
Oh, it's just so sweet.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I switched it. Shit. I switched it. I forgot because my original video quality was shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
If I saw that lady, I'd take her home with me.
Dude, that lady is a sweetheart, man. I literally want to okay, right.
Someone's
right. Is that it right there? Yeah, right when we walk down there, but the video ends.
Right down on the
when
left.
we walk down there. That is but
it's crazy how they made their own fencing out of pallets and stuff.
Oh yeah, but they definitely don't pay taxes on none of that shit. And it's like that lady said, you go watch my video. She even says it in there because Nick asked her, why do you like it here so much? And she said, because they don't beach sweep us. Because what they do is they do a beach sweep. And basically the beach sweeping is they just go in and kick them out and clean everything up. And then a day later, they all come back. So it's kind of like room service. But in here they don't beat sweep you and they're just left alone and they don't get arrested. And
people have no idea that some of Hawaii looks like that, or when I saw the statistics that said only 1 in 5 local people can afford housing in Hawaii, that's pretty eye-opening. That's what, 20%? 20% of the locals can afford to live in their own home. So they're living 5, 6, 7 people in a house to afford it.
Oh yeah, dude. I go to being a plumber, I go and do the house today when we were on the phone and I pulled up. There's like I think 9 people living in there. And it wasn't a big house. And it was a house where it was a really small house and they just added on. So like the additions, let's just say not up to code,
Right.
Kind of like that, or kind of like that, but not that bad, but you know what I mean. No shit. I'm glad you brought that up though, Dave. I didn't see that very beginning of that.
I actually swear when you were showing your video, I thought I saw someone on the other side of that fence watching a television.
Oh yeah, no, there was a couple people in there that had TV. They had generators and TVs and
So they must be working at least, getting some money.
yeah. When we were leaving, dude, when we were leaving this encampment, which this encampment's like hidden. Even if you came out here, you wouldn't be able to find it unless I told you or someone told you where it was specifically. You would you'd drive by it 15 times and have no idea. But anyway, when we were leaving that day, a dude pulls up on a crotch rocket, like a nice bike. He just pulls up, just got home from work, home, takes his helmet off, puts his bike, locks it up to a tree, and then went in his little whatever, went into his one of those things. So yeah, some of those people have jobs and go to work and make money and live respectable lives and earn their keep, but they're not, they don't live by the laws. How do I say, especially local, like Hawaiian people that are in there, that they don't live by the laws of the white man that stole their country.
They're living just like the old days where you find a piece of land and you built your house on it.
Yep.
And you lived. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. I mean, obviously it's not a good situation, but to not have to pay taxes.
Right.
I was going over my house payment the other day. I'm looking at it. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how much it is, but over $800 of mine is taxes and insurance, and only like $196 goes to the principal out of the entire thing every month.
Yep. And that's the thing, because originally taxes were supposed to be temporary. And two, they were never supposed to go over like what, I don't know for sure, so I don't want to, but let's just say 2%. They were supposed to stay low and it was only supposed to be temporary. And now fast forward to now and it's like almost 40%, depending. Average is like 33% or something. But
the other day we were on when I was watching you and Ronnie, and he had that video on talking about inflation. I think it was Ronnie. Was that the video on inflation where it was saying inflation is actually a good thing? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember that shit.
In simplest terms, it was breaking it down how inflation works and how actually having a higher inflation was good because people would make more money that way in their jobs. And anyways,
I don't remember that.
I'll have to find it. We'll pull it up next time. They were saying inflation was a good thing. And I'm thinking, in whose world is inflation a good thing? Apparently, how are we going to back it down? That's what I'm wondering. Like, can we actually go back down?
Right.
Because they want to pay like these workers $15 at McDonald's, and so now it's like our money is worth less.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Aloha, Cola. And I agree with Jam. Inflation is bad, okay?
Yeah, right.
But seriously, yeah. So yeah. And what gets me is like all these high taxes now, and you can't own anything and everything, but all this money is going to the government, and these are the same people that give us a credit score, and they're how many trillions in debt? So the people that are trillions in debt are the same people that are saying if our credit score is good or not. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, again, clean up your own backyard. Stop stealing our money, our hard-earned money, to give to other countries. Yeah.
You think about it, if you made back like 30 years ago, whatever, you made $1 million. In today's economy, it would probably be worth $1.5 million.
Yeah.
The same dollar, you know what I mean? Because of inflation. The dollar went so much farther, is my point. So you have to pay people more. And in order to pay people more, you have to drive inflation up. And
Right.
how do you back it back down now that they have it up this high?
But if there's no inflation, then the money is already worth what it's worth. So there's no reason for anything to go up. I like what
Except for
JM said on
greed.
a gold standard, the inflation rate is guaranteed to stay at approximately 0.
Exactly, but we don't do that anymore. What we do is we print money like it's going out of style.
Right. But what
Not
happens
that.
when shit goes down and the dollar isn't worth any, it's worth more to start a fire with than it is to be able to buy something with. Then gold, and ask JM and Niels about this. That's why you got to check out their channels, because then gold and silver and everything will it's gonna go back. History repeats itself.
We may even get to a point in time where we start to barter all the time for things,
Right.
goods and
Yep.
food for services, you know.
Exactly.
It wouldn't
Living
be
off the
such a
land.
bad thing, you know, to go back to that.
Amy Benton, aloha. No, it wouldn't. I really don't think it would be a bad thing to go back to that, because and a lot of people are like, oh, that's like anarchy. But a lot of people also think anarchy means something completely different than what it actually means. But it would be going back to that. Bartering for food and, trading goods and whatever. And then you don't need law enforcement, because when shit goes down, people take care of it. And then people know not to do certain things, or there's consequences. You don't need a clown uniform and a badge to, become corrupt and do what's happening now.
Unless
You
you're
know what I
Dr.
mean?
Clown, brother. Oh, he was doing something today about that rocket launch. I don't know if you caught it.
No, yeah, I was where I had to go to work, and I seen he was live, and I didn't get a chance to check it out.
He's talking about it being a psyop. Like
I'm sure it
the whole
is.
thing's faked.
I agree with a lot of things Dr. Clown says too.
It looked like it was all green screened. And they're like, these things in space are going 17,000 miles an hour, and then you saw the capsule and it's moving so slow, and it's like, wait, what? How would
Right.
you?
I'm
Doesn't
gonna have
make
to go.
sense.
I'm gonna go back and watch that for sure, because I seen he was live, but I had to leave, and I had so
It
much
was,
shit going on at the time. It sucks I didn't catch any of it.
it was so funny because he goes, they're going 17,000 miles an hour, and he was laying down. You couldn't see him on the screen. Every once in a while, he would sit up in front of the rocket, and he'd look around and go, "Oh shit, they see me," and then he'd go back down. Like it really wasn't moving. It was a
Right.
green screen. Supposedly, China said they landed on the moon.
Supposedly, right?
Supposedly. There's no inflation on the moon.
No, yep, that's true. But there's who knows, man. There's
Some crazy stuff, man. What was that movie with Vin Diesel in it? With all those things. It wasn't the moon, though.
Triple X
Or Ronin, maybe? Was it Ronin?
Ronin. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen that one.
Somebody in chat has to know Vin Diesel movie where they were on the planet with all them alien creatures.
I think it might have been.
Ooh. Did you just use the scary voice?
Who, me?
Yeah. Or was that a beer opening? I heard something.
Oh, I pulled up trying to pull up Dr. Clown.
Oh, I got you.
But speaking of Dr. Clown though, real quick, if you guys like music and you were against the vax, check out his channel for sure, because he has, I think it equals out to like 2 or 3 full albums or CDs or whatever, but he's got a bunch of songs and they're like parody songs or whatever. Like Weird Al Yankovic, you know, he takes a song and then just switches the words. He does like that, and he's got a bunch of good ones, man. They're great. But
He's super
yeah, definitely
smart
check him
too.
out.
Yeah, he's super intelligent.
Yep. Absolutely. But yeah, this is the one you were talking about. This is the one that was today, and I missed it because I had to go to work. And damn.
Concerned about a residue that they see on the window. And this guy just said he's going to use his nose. He's going to smell it and just see if there's anything weird about it. Science. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what we're wondering. But
Where
you
your
can ask
face
that on the big
typing?
loop.
Oh yeah. Go give it the old smell check there, Matt. Why don't you lick it?
So they're
Just go
supposed to
lick
be
the
in
pod bay
space,
door.
right?
Right. Like all the billions of dollars they spend
Wonderful.
on a spaceship, and it
Okay,
looks
Matt
like
just
this.
licked the door again. He seems to
Right.
be giving it a pass.
He licked the door again.
Well, why was that guy smiling too?
He's on TV, man.
Right, but still, he's like,
Yeah.
he looks like he's
Wonderful.
talking to a crew of people.
Okay,
though.
Matt,
Like,
just-
look, he looks back right here.
He's on camera. See the camera on the right? He's
Right,
doing
but
like a
it look-
selfie.
It's like there's a bunch of people standing behind the camera going, "You're doing good," and he's like, "Did I do it right? Did I
Lick
do
the door
it right?
again.
Like, see, did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Did I do a good job, everyone? Oh, I'm supposed to be in
Imagine-
space. Oh shoot, I'm supposed to be in space. Sorry, you guys aren't supposed to be here."
Imagine having billions of dollars to make a space shuttle, and that's the way it looks inside.
Right, exactly. Like billions and billions of dollars.
Like
And
even
then,
look
yeah.
at the panel to the left. You see the panel? It's supposed to be like a computer
Yeah,
panel.
what is this shit?
Looks
Like,
like
come on, that's like 1960 computer.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah,
And he seems to be giving it a pass.
that's too funny, man. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch this whole thing.
Matt does
Yeah.
not seem to be concerned.
He said
Dr.
there was.
Clown is good.
He said there was.
I was
some
in that
sort of-
pod.
He said what?
He said there was some sort of liquid on the window. Matt seems to be concerned, and then he goes over and he's like, "Yeah, Matt licked it." He gave us the all clear.
But yeah, well, but he said too, he's like they smelled it. That's how they gave it the all clear, by smelling it.
Right.
You're gonna smell a liquid and be like, "Oh yeah, it's good, man. It's good." It's
If
funny.
the counterbalance is set incorrectly on those, it has a real unnatural movement. And so they want to get that all dialed in real quick.
He's wearing his captain outfit too. That's what I love.
Oh yeah, no shit. That's funny.
Yeah, he needs a couple minutes. He's got to inspect that residue again, get a couple more taste samples. He's gonna sniff it. He's gonna get right in there and just rub his head
No
all around.
taste. Did you ever see the videos of when they're like doing this, and there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they got the camera and they're supposed to be like broadcasting to a news station, and then they're all supposed to be floating and stuff, and then
Yeah.
like you could see a wire, and like the guy goes like this, and he's like, oh, and his arm hits the wire.
Yeah. So obvious.
So then he moves it, and it's like, yeah, it's so obvious. You're not like, oh, this is great. Yeah, definitely go check out Media Bear. The channel is Media Bear, but I'm gonna watch the whole thing later. But Yeah, I knew he was on. Look, he turned himself.
Phone hatch that will need to be opened. That is the IVA, or the intravehicular activity hatch.
This is Sonny to Starliner. Do you copy? Over. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Tony. We got you loud and clear here. It's Dr. Clown on the space thing. What's going on? Yeah, can you confirm? Is there a pressure washer on board? Over. Sonny, could you please repeat that? I think I stepped on you, and I need you to repeat it. Yeah, I was just asking if maybe there was a pressure washer on board so that I could use it on my underwear that I need. I know that there are no replacement underwear on board the ship, but it's a real situation, if you know what I mean. I got to get this sorted out. Over. Yeah, Sonny.
Look at her hair.
We okay. This is a spaceship. We don't have a pressure washer on board. Yeah, no, that's Matt's keg. Yeah, that's not a pressure washer. But you just keep a straight face when you get on the board. We haven't been transmitting any of this information live on the internet at all. So nobody's going to know that you shit yourself. Okay? So just keep it under control.
Like, what is he doing? He just keeps going back to the hatch over and
Yeah,
over.
I don't. Right.
Matt's getting all of the camera angles lined up for your emergence. See? We got 39 seconds until your historic
explosion
reveal. Matt's
And he
worried.
goes back
If you'll
and does that
notice,
again.
he's not wearing a face diaper, but he's got his goggles ready to go. That's how you know that whatever substance they have located on the door is not something that Matt is interested in getting into his eyes. Okay, unlike the Rona. Yeah,
There you
want to
go.
protect your eyes.
There you go, Wahoo Rooter. They got the hydro jetter. That's
right.
how you clean your sewer line.
I forgot I have a video of that. I was going to throw that up on YouTube. I thought somebody might want to see how that works.
Oh, do you really? Of hydro jetting?
Yeah,
that's
because
how you clean a sewer line. You snake it, that snake just blah, 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 inside the pipe. But a hydro jet, man, it's high pressured water, and the nozzles like come backwards. So when it goes through, it pulls itself through, but it polishes the pipe to like brand new. That's
for
how
those
you
of
clean
you, for those of you who don't know, it's like having a pressure washer cut through any routing in your pipe.
Mhm.
Just takes it right off and sends it on out.
And it cleans the actual pipe. I mean, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
have half an inch, 3/4 to an inch of just buildup from over the years, and it just cleans it, pressure washes it, literally.
I think they charged. He wanted 1,400. I think I got him for $1,000.
That's pretty good.
Which
Just
is
for your entire main line.
It took him 4 hours because I made him go back through because he said he would camera it while he did it and then after all the way to the sewer for me. And then he tried to get out of the going back through, but I made him do it.
Right.
Because he said he would, you know what I mean?
Did he still camera it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I would say if you're in a Wahoo, that's why you got to call a Wahoo router, because they have camera 2 and it's HD in color.
Wow.
And I mean, because you got companies like Roto Tutor, and their cameras are black and white, so you have no idea what you're looking at. And but a Wahoo router, man, they got HD in color, and they hydro jet the shit out of your pipe and then put the camera in, and it's clear as day what you're looking at. So right on, JM. Thank you, brother. What does this button do? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Oh, and JM too. I noticed the other day, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, you did the wordplay game again, and you named it Rigged ? That's funny because I know on Sunday's podcast we were like, "Hey, this shit's rigged."
I gotta get some stickers too. I'm gonna get some stickers and stuff made up because we should have like a giveaway. Everybody's having giveaways. We should have a giveaway.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I already have. I've been I was gonna do it like a month ago, and I kept saying I was, but every time I kept forgetting. But I have a phone case for S22 Plus. I ordered the wrong one. It's supposed to just have S22, but it's for a Plus or something. I'll have to find it. But
I got a Glock 23 I'm gonna give away. No, but we'll come up with some cool prizes, some crazy stuff, something that's not too heavy. It's gonna cost too much to ship.
this button, yes, that button, Mike. Thank you, brother. That button.
Wait, what button? Oh,
Give it
snap.
away, give it away, give it away now. House man. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Oh, crap.
Let's see. I want
that.
to oh shit, wrong one. Let me see. I wanted to oh, should I want to give away. I want to give away something. Should I give something away? What is this one? What is oh, never mind. I want to give something away. I'm gonna give away 5 memberships. How about that? How many we got? We got 16. 16 still here. Okay, that's cool. Mike, oh look at that. Mike Herrera gets one. Right on.
Right. All the right people.
Oh, and Rome gets one. Tia Nana gets one. Steve-O and Indy. Oh, dude, that's perfect, man. Awesome.
They get the
you.
cool little things now. We need to add some more sounds, by the way, because I love the sounds.
Yeah, I do. I gotta work on those. I got a lot of these on here from a while ago, and they're not. Oh, thank you, Dave. They're still good, but they're not because they're just kind of like some of them I can't even play.
Just make sure you buy the face diapers with it. And they're gonna YouTube's gonna take 30%. I keep forgetting that they take 30%.
What the hell you say?
That seems excessive, 30%.
Dude, they're making money, man. They're definitely making money. Oh yeah, William, I did on my Where It Begins when I did my, I think I did 11 of them. I did 11 Where It Begins, and I had Dr. Clown on one of them. They were, dude, every one of those that I did were awesome. They were great. And then I ran out of people. I couldn't find anyone else, so I stopped doing it. But I still kind of do it because having guests on here is basically the same thing. But even if we don't have a guest, we could still do that. You know what I mean? But with the Where It Begins, it was like, shit, I can't do one this week if I don't have a guest. So
what can we give away, man? It's got to be something cool that nobody else gives away. Like a one of a kind. We'll think about it this week.
Yeah, what do you guys think in chat? What would be something cool to give away?
Not your virginity.
Yeah, 30%. And I think it's different for each channel. You know what I mean? Like, I think it goes on depending on how many subscribers you have, how many views you get, all that. Then that all like plays into how much percentage they take. Because some are like, yeah, they take 30%, and then some are like, dude, they take 45% out of mine. And then some are like, oh, it's 40%, it's 30, but I know they go up to like 50%. Well, not up to 45%. So it all depends. Yes. Well, sliding scale, all depending on the scale of that channel.
Maybe I'll get a couple of those life straws and we'll give those out.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's a cool gift or giveaway item.
I want to get one of those personally. I want to get one of
So do
those.
I. So do I. So I think maybe if I buy 5, I get a deal or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say buy in bulk or something, and then keep one for you, and then it's the same as me. I'll buy in bulk and then keep one for me, and then give the rest away.
I don't know if they really work, but I guess we'll give it a whirl. I'm gonna
Well,
watch
there's
some
only
videos.
one way to
man.
find out.
Yeah, drink the bad water and see if you get sick. I imagine it would
definitely
work
do
in the
it.
pool though, right? So say you had a pool full of water and crap went down and your pool was clean. You could definitely use that straw out there.
Yeah, dude. If I had one, I'd try it. I'll say it right now. If when I get one, I'll even do it live stream. We'll go to the beach, and I'll just take some water right out of the ocean. And
Wonder
who
if it
knows what
works.
the hell is in there, man? But I'll do it.
Wonder if it works for salt water. I never looked at that.
Oh yeah, I guess I would have to read into that first before I commit to doing that. Because yeah, if it's like, yeah, it doesn't work for salt water, and I'm out there going,
My blood pressure. I just drank so much salt.
I think I just swallowed 37 anchovies. Really salty.
All right, what time we got? We got 1:30. You want to keep rolling? We can.
Oh shoot! Oh no, we're over 2 hours. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes. Damn, that goes by quick.
Yes, it does.
But it was also a damn good show.
I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, me too. I enjoy it every week. And then hopefully we'll have Slade Ham on. I got to get a hold of him too. I know he's supposed to be on a couple weeks ago, but time difference and schedules and all that made it a little tough. But oh Neil, yes, but yeah. Well, when I used to live in Kaneohe, there was this little, like in the back section of the subdivision I lived in, there was like this fence that had "Do not enter government property" and all that shit. But a piece of the fence was cut out, and that's where everyone went in to go to the stairway to heaven, which is also legal. But when you go in there, it's like all nature, and there's like rivers running through there, and it is beautiful, man. It's freaking awesome. But so yeah, there's rivers.
That's what it's supposed to be like there. Not all jammed up
Right.
with houses.
Exactly. Yep. What is it? What who's saying? See, oh, he's talking in Filipino.
He knows Filipino?
Oh yeah, he's married Filipino and his kids are Filipino.
Oh, I didn't even know he had kids. Congrats, brother. Maybe if they're good, not driving you
No,
nuts.
they are. Yeah, they are going to be a Wahoo Rooter.
Bum, 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 bum. Give you a little fist
Sweet.
bump back.
Super sticker. Awesome.
Well,
I
I
wanna
love
play
that.
the videos. I want to play the videos I have for him, but I can't play them anymore because every time I do it, like blocks my video
When
because
I'm
of
at
the copyright.
when I'm at Axe and Nacho, this is like one of my favorite when he's jamming because it kind of goes with the beat. It's like boom.
The fist bump.
Yeah, I love that one. They need to come out with some better stickers, though.
Oh,
Honestly,
how come it doesn't show it when you put it on the screen though?
I don't know.
But no, but you're
Well-
right. They do got to come out with better stickers because when I do that on channels, I'm like looking through and I'm like, man, these like, and then the good ones are like $50. I'm like, I don't got $50.
But even the $20, like I'm going $20 ones, and they're like, these are garbage. My favorite one's the one where he flips his hat backwards and then flexes, and he's got a black eye, the little hippo.
I don't think I've seen that one. I think you got to download some of them too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I worked till 10 and I was late coming in and it's 1:30 and I got to go back to work in the morning somehow.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, that's some. I know you gotta go, but real quick, that's some. I don't know when companies or businesses do that. It's like, okay, your schedule is on Thursday, you work till 10 p.m., and then Friday you have to be back at 7 a.m. It's like, what the hell is that shit, dude?
Yeah, work 8 hours, run home, do a 3-hour podcast, get 3 hours sleep, go back to work for another 8. And then tomorrow night I'll be able to chill, rest. Then it's 7 a.m. on Saturday. It's like, oh my.
Right. Okay, so you work till 10, then you go back early on Friday. Then you have the rest of Friday to chill, but then you got to go back early again on
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think
Oh,
if you're gonna work late, period, if you're gonna work late, then every day you work should be late. Or if you're gonna start early, then every day you should start early, not that back and forth bullshit.
it's crazy. You can't expect someone to work till late at night and then try to go to bed and then have them on afternoons and go to mornings. It's just nuts.
Right. No, that's exactly it. Because yeah, it's like, dude, what happened? No matter where you're at, when you get off work, that's your chill time, right? So it's not like you get off work and you're like, I want to go straight to bed. Like that doesn't happen.
Well, that's why I don't have a lot more music made. I don't have a lot of time to practice. Spend most of my off days with my mom because of her health. And what do you say?
Just tell him Dave's not here.
Right. I do, but then you don't get that fat paycheck, and you got to
Right.
pay your taxes.
See, well, you got to do like me and Oahu Rooter do. You just be your own boss.
Get cash money. I did that for years and years.
I know.
But my thing is, as I get older, I'm starting to think I need health insurance. I need some sort of, something to retire on. Plus you need to put your quarters in to get your Social Security, right?
Yeah.
You gotta
If
put
that's
in to
even
get it
still,
back.
you think that's still going to be around though? I mean, I know when Damon, my son, when he gets old at that age, I don't think it's going to be around anymore.
Well, current thought processes, we may not make it to elections, but if we do, I'd like to have my retirement money so when I'm old, I can afford some face diapers.
So right on, JM. Thanks for hanging out with me, brother, and everyone check out JM's channel.
Post it
somewhere. Check out Media Bear's channel. Check out Neil's channel. Neil's Han Dynasty. Yeah, and every other channel that the mods put a link in here for. Check everyone out. Check them out.
But don't be a perv.
Most importantly, check out Dave's Not Here Man channel. His channel is Star for Truth. He is are you at 200 yet? He just started working on his channel like 2 months ago, so he's new to YouTube, but we should help him out.
I hit 200 and then went back to 194. Then it got to 199 again, and then went back to 195. Now I'm back to, I had 198 this morning. Now I'm at 197. They're playing with my emotions, man.
Mine does the same thing, man. It'll stay like within 10 numbers, but it just goes up and then back down and then up and then back down. And then it's still, but then when it does go back up, it'll jump like 15 or 20. And it's like, but yeah, I don't know how that shit works. I tried figuring it out for the longest time and I gave up because it's like, it is what it is. They're going to do what they're going to do. So I don't know.
Anyways, we held these beautiful people up long enough and I'm crashing. Much love to all you guys. My final word is eat more good food, man, and be kind to your family. Enjoy the life that you have. Be kind to those that you have in your life while you have them, because you never know. My cousin, I forgot to even bring this up. My cousin was walking across the street yesterday morning, and a car went through the red light and hit her.
Oh, no shit.
She spent the night in the hospital. They got a big egg on her head and got the neck brace and all that. I'm sure she's gonna sue and all that, but money, I'd rather have health than money any day.
Yeah. Or you said that backwards. You'd rather have health than money. Or wait. What'd you say?
I don't know. I'm tired. I probably said it.
I know you're tired.
Backward.
All right.
All right.
All right. Right on. And yeah, what Dave said. It's better to have health than money, because without health, you ain't gonna be able to spend any money.
Don't lick the toilet seat.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Much love, Minder Sue.
Yes, Miss Minder Sue, much love to you. And thank you for hanging out with us and not leaving. And everyone else in chat too. Thank you. I know everyone could have many, many other things to be doing tonight, but you decided to hang out with us. So for that, I cheers all of you an ice cold beer or whatever it is you drink. And with that being said, have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, a beautiful evening, a beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless. Oh my God, dude.
I'm done. Oh, I'm sorry. I just died. I can't breathe. Steve, I swear to you, I haven't laughed that hard in like 10 years.
How's everybody doing now?
Oh,
Armageddon.
No.
Armageddon. It's gonna be rough.
You were born in America, you're an American.
That's fact.
Just right after high school, ended up joining the Army.
You guys seem way more chill than that intro. I'm ready to take your fucking country back. I don't even live there.
Dude, we should get a boxing match going.
Smack the shit out.
That sounded wrong. I had to highlight that one. Oh my Lord.
Stay the hell out of the left lane if you're not passing.
You're so salty about this driver.
You don't have to have a massive channel to make an impact,
I've learned a very important lesson.
Fuck, do I drop the wheelchair jokes? He's like, just fuck him.
That's what the whole freedom of speech is.
That's a good point.
Then this old lady walks in with like a walker, and I look at him. He goes, "Oh yeah, you're fucked."
You don't have to agree with it. Absolutely not. But you best defend their right to do it.
Again.
This is a little horny bastard. He ruined it for everybody.
I bet he wanted to knock him out.
I don't like certain individuals. It's never because of their race, identity, religion, or
Teach these government nerds that all swear an oath to it what our freedoms are, because they're so lazy they don't care.
I had a fun night. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Don't live on the past or take the present for granted and only think about the future.
People are wearing blinders. They don't understand what.
Never attack or insult the other side of the debate.
I'm not going to apologize for that.
You were calling him an idiot.
I'm really disappointed in you.
Well, something that you just didn't agree on.
I had all my money on you tonight.
I'm guilty of inciting my constitutional rights.
If they don't like it, then they don't have to be there. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one.
You're never gonna please everyone.
I don't think that God sees different races at all.
Much love to y'all. Stay prayed up, man. God is good. Love each other and be kind.
Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless.